Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Adani Power Limited Q4 FY25 earnings conference call hosted by ICICI Securities. As a reminder, all participant line will be in listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Mohit Kumar from ICICI Securities. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Teja. Good afternoon. On behalf of ICICI Securities, we are pleased to welcome you all to the Q4 FY25 earnings call of Adani Power Limited. Today, we have with us the management team represented by Mr. S.D. Khadia, sir, CEO, Mr. Dilip Jha, CFO, and Mr. Nishit Dave, AVP, Investor Relations. We also have with us Mr. Anupam Tiwari, Group Head, Corporate Finance, with us. We'll start with brief opening remarks, which will be followed by Q&A. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to discuss Adani Power's financial results for the fourth quarter and full fiscal year 24-25. It has been a remarkable year for us. We have achieved significant milestones and made strategic advancements. This has strengthened our position as the largest private thermal power producer in India. At Adani Power, our objective is to provide reliable, sustainable and scalable energy solutions. Our performance for financial year 25 demonstrates our deep commitment to this mission. I am happy to note that Adani Power generated 102 billion units of power in financial year 25 and achieved 91% plant availability. We are proud to support India's economic growth by making reliable and affordable power across all markets. During financial year 25, our power sale volume increased by 20.7% to 95.9 billion units. In the fourth quarter of financial year 25, we achieved a power sales growth of 19% with sale of 26.4 billion units. This growth is due to strong power demand and higher operating capacity, followed by acquisition of 2300 megawatt operating capacity during the year, which takes our operating capacity to 17,550 megawatts. The power market has shown robust growth. All India power demand increased by 4.2% to 1,695 billion units for the financial year 25. Despite a slowdown due to cold weather, demand picked up in the month of March, growing by 6.6% over March 24. This had some impact on merchant tariffs in the second half of the year. However, we have been able to achieve higher volumes in the merchant and shorter market due to our competitive advantages like a cost-efficient operating fleet, high plant availability, and low cost of fuel logistics. Looking ahead, we are excited about the opportunities. We are expanding our capacity to 30,670 megawatt by 2030. We are constructing 3 brownfield projects of 1,600 megawatt each at Mahan, Raipur, and Raigarh. The project activities are in full swing. We are also reviving the 1,320 megawatt expansion project of Korba Limited at Korba. Altogether, we have given advance orders for 11.2 gigawatt of ultra supercritical boilers, turbines, and generators to secure our supply chain. This is a strong competitive advantage for us as we will have capacity getting commissioned ahead of the competition. We are taking a number of steps to address execution risk for our expansion plan. The brownfield model of expansion, along with a package-based contract execution model, will allow us to shorten execution times and improve flexibility as well as back-to-back assurances from vendors and suppliers. As you might know, we have signed PPAs for 2.92 gigawatt of the upcoming capacity. We are participating in various bids of the long-term thermal power PPAs from state discoms. There are more than 14 gigawatt bids at various stages currently, and more than 10 gigawatt bids are expected to be launched soon. These bids are being invited with coal linkage earmarked for states under Shakti B4 policies. As on date, 24 gigawatt of coal allocation has been made to various states for inviting the bids under this policy. This step goes a long way in mitigating the fuel risk for our upcoming power plants, and there is an equitable distribution of risk between the developer and the DISCOM under the new PPA model. In addition to this, we are also entering the area of commercial coal mining for our captive use. We have won 4 mine auctions with a total of 14 MTPA capacity. 3 of these mines are in Madhya Pradesh and 1 in Maharashtra. One of the mines in MP, which is in Biroli block in Singrauli, will start production of coal during this year. This will help us augmenting our coal supply, sharpen our logistics advantage, and develop a long-term source for open capacities. We are highly confident that thermal power will continue to play a key role in India's energy mix in the foreseeable future, and Adani Power will play a key role in achieving India's energy goals in the coming years. In conclusion, I would like to thank you, dedicated team, our partners, and our stakeholders for their support. Together, we are building a sustainable and prosperous future. Thank you, and over to our CFO, Mr. Dilip.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I am pleased to present the financial performance of Adani Power for the full fiscal year and fourth quarter of FY24-25. This year has been one of the robust growth and strategic advancement. For the full fiscal year, our total continuing revenue increased by 10.8% to rupees 56,473 crore. Our continuing EBITDA grew by 14.8% to rupees 21,575 crore. And this was due to higher revenue and lower fuel prices. The depreciation charge for FY25 increased to rupees 4,309 crore from rupees 3,931 crore in FY24, and this is due to addition of new acquired assets. Interest charge for FY25 was nearly identical at rupees 3,380 crore for FY25 as compared to rupees 3,388 crore for FY24, and this is despite the acquisition of new assets during the year. Our continuing profit before tax for FY25 increased by 21.3% to rupees 13,926 crore. During FY25, we had much lower one-time prior period income recognition of rupees 2,433 crore as compared to rupees 9,322 crore in FY24. As a result, the reported profit before tax was rupees 16,360 crore in FY25 as compared to rupees 20,792 crore in FY24. During FY25, we have provided for a higher tax expense of 3,610 crore, primarily due to deferred tax liability, and as compared to tax credit of rupees 37 crore in FY24. As a result, the profit after tax achieved in FY25 is rupees 12,750 crore as against rupees 20,829 crore. With this robust profitability and cash flows, we have ended the fiscal year 24-25 with a stronger balance sheet and sound liquidity. Now talking about the fourth quarter of FY24-25, our power sales volume for quarter 4 FY25 increased by 19% to 26.4 billion units. The continuing revenue for quarter is rupees 14,522 crore as compared to rupees 13,787 crore in quarter 4 of last year. APL has achieved continuing EBITDA of rupees 5,098 crore in Q4 FY25 as compared to rupees 5,273 crore in quarter 4 of last year. We recognize lower one-time prior period income of rupees only 13 crore in the quarter as compared to rupees 94 crore in quarter 4 of last year. Continuing profit before tax is 3,248 crore in quarter 4 FY25 as compared to rupees 3,464 crore in quarter 4 of last year. Profit after tax for the quarter is rupees 2,599 crore as compared to rupees 2,737 crore in quarter 4 of last year. Now, coming to the business, we have made significant progress in advancing our business strategy. The amalgamation of Adani Power, Jharkhand Limited, with Adani Power Limited was completed recently on 25th April. Its 1600 megawatt capacity now forms part of APL's standalone capacity. Adani Power Jharkhand was rated as BBB level. However, after this amalgamation, the combined facilities of Adani Power and Adani Jharkhand within the standalone entity of APL are now rated as AA level. Further, we received the Committee of Creditors' approval for our resolution plan for the acquisition of Vidarbha Industries Power Limited, which operates at 600 megawatt power plant at Butibori near Nagpur. We hope to conclude this acquisition soon, which will take our installed capacity to 18,150 megawatt. Our strong financial performance and sound capital management over the last few years have increased our financial strength tremendously. This is further evidenced by our credit ratings. APL is now rated AA, stable by 4 rating agencies. This reflects our strong financial position and the confidence the market has in us. Looking ahead, we remain focused on executing our expansion projects and maintaining our operational and financial discipline. We are confident in our ability to deliver superior returns to our stakeholders while continuing to invest in sustainable and innovative energy solutions. In conclusion, I would like to thank our investors and analysts for their support and confidence in Adani Power. We look forward to another year of growth and success. Thank you. Now we would like to open the floor for question and answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Abhinav from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity. My number one question is, can you please update on the progress of under construction power plant and what has been the capex incurred in FY25 and what will be our guidance for FY26?
So, to address your first question, so about expansion of our project, APL has initiated development of 6 2 into 800 megawatt, 1600 megawatt of each of ultra supercritical thermal power plant expansion project at its existing plants, Raipur, Raigad, Kawai, Mahan, Korba, and a new site at Mirzapur. BTG contract has awarded to BHEL, and it will take approx 4 years for construction. Raipur 2 and Raigad 2 achieved physical progress of 21% and 16% respectively. Mahan has already achieved significant progress. Power supply regarding this, we have already signed PPA with MSEDCL for supply of 1,496 megawatt power. MERC by its order dated 26 September 2024 has adopted a tariff discovery under the bid capacity. Now, to summary the project expansion plan, we have already incurred around 8,000 crore in financial year 25 itself, and we have planned of 13,307 crore for next year. And this is including all, Mahan phase 2, Raigad phase 2, Raipur phase 2, Mirzapur, Kawai, and then Korba, Mahan phase 3, and Korba phase 2. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My second question is it possible to give us an update on the receivables from Bangladesh? And also, can you help us with revenue, EBITDA, and PAT for the Godda power plant?
Yeah. So as of now, the total billing we have done so far is around 2,000 million. We have already received out of 2,000, 1,207 million. And we have also, the billed LPS of 136 million. So as of now, on gross basis, including LPS, our outstanding is around $900 million.
Sir, does that answer your question?
Can you help us with the revenue, PAT, and EBITDA for Godda power plant?
Yeah. So for Godda, Jharkhand, on annual basis, we have EBITDA of 4,820 crore. And for this quarter, this is 831 crore. And in terms of revenue, we have 8,352 crore on annual basis. Anything else? Yeah, anything else you want to know?
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you. That was helpful. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Yash Agrawal from JM Financial. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yes, good afternoon. I wanted to know what was the merchant realization in the fourth quarter and the volumes and also the year-on-year number for the last year.
Yeah. So the merchant realization in quarter 4 of FY25 is 5 rupees 3 paise in a quarter 4. And if you will ask, on the last year, in the same quarter, it was 6.17 rupee per unit. And on yearly basis, for FY24-25, this realization is 5.93 rupee. As against last year, FY23-24, it was 6.92 rupees. So to summary, on annual basis, against last year, the realization is 5.93 against 6.92. And on quarterly basis, 5.03 as against last year quarter last year quarter it was 6.17.
Okay. And sir, the outlook for merchant rates for this financial year, how do you see that panning out?
If we see from March 25 onwards, the outlook of demand is quite encouraging, and the rates from March onwards has also gone quite high. So we assume that throughout the year, this year we should be hoping to have good rates and good demand. Economy is growing, and there is very less capacity like to get commissioned during the year, particularly from thermal side. So we hope to have good rates this year.
Sure, sir. Sure. And so, what is the capex for FY26? I didn't get that number. The plan of capex for FY26
is 13,000 crores.
13,000 crores.
Yes.
Oh, got it. And all the NCLT plants they have commissioned, or there is something left to come on stream in FY26 that we have bought? The inorganic plants are all now commissioned, or there is something more to come in FY26?
In whatever plants we have acquired, actually, except in Lanco Amarkantak, 2 units are under construction, and which are likely to be get commissioned either end of this year or first half of the next year. Other than that, VIPL is a commissioned plant, so once the NCLT order is pronounced, that will get added as a commissioned unit. There are 2 units of total 600 megawatt capacity, so that capacity will get added state.
Got it. Got it. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much for answering my question.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nikhil Nigania from Allianz Bernstein AMC. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thank you for taking my question. My first question is around the capacity expansion only. So just wanted to clarify, you said Lanco Amarkantak late this year, early next year. After that, the next set of capacity we'll be adding would be Mahan, 1600 megawatt. And in how much time, if you could clarify that? And after that, it would be the Raipur expansion. Am I correct?
Mahan will come on stream, will get commissioned in the March 27 or April 27, something around that period. And thereafter, we have lined up the capacity which will come up almost every 6 months, let us say 1 unit. So broadly, you can take that thereafter every 6 months we will have one unit commissioned of 800 megawatt.
Understood. That's very helpful. Just in terms of PPA, I mean, if you could share some more color. I mean, the presentation is helpful, but given there is so much capacity we have ordered, for most of these assets, we are already in discussion for a potential PPA through bidding route, or how do we get the comfort given there's such a huge quantum we are adding?
See, as we already said during, I said in my speech also that 24 gigawatt equivalent to coal has been allocated to various states for carrying out the bidding. So we expect that in near future, that type of capacity will be bidded. And already, let us say 4100 megawatt Madhya Pradesh bid is on, Bihar 2400 megawatt bid is on, Rajasthan 3200 megawatt bid is on, and Uttarakhand 1320 megawatt bid is on. So a lot of capacity is already there in the market for inviting the bids. And top of that, you must have heard nowadays in last 1 or 2 days that Government of India has increased the target of capacity addition from 80 gigawatt to 100 gigawatt. So So when we are talking about adding the capacity, obviously this capacity is not going to be added by entirely by the government utilities. It will be added through private sector, and for which obviously bids will come. So we are hopeful that this entire capacity will get signed through PPAs. Not only this capacity, probably the states will need much more capacity than ours also. And if other bidders would be there in the market, everybody would get the opportunity.
Appreciate that. That's very, very helpful. One clarification on Bangladesh, that we are still supplying to Bangladesh, power to Bangladesh, or due to balance payment, we have stopped supplying for now? Just wanted to clarify that.
We are supplying full power to Bangladesh, and we have never stated that there was an issue to the level of that we have to stop the supply. Unfortunately, in the last quarter, the outstanding has gone down by around 500 crores. So the payment which we are getting now is more than the monthly billing. So we are hopeful that not only we are getting and going to get the payment equivalent to the current month billing, but we are going to get the old outstanding dues also liquidated. So, and the payment which is coming up is also showing that indication.
Got it, sir. Then the last question I had was on the merchant side. So Adani Power has done well to make the most of the merchant market last 3 years. But going forward, especially during solar hours, as we see prices fall to 50 paisa, even 10 paisa on a few days, and even renewable curtailment come in. What is the strategy you have given the good sort of merchant exposure the company has to tackle this very low afternoon power prices that we are seeing?
So we are not keeping the entire capacity for the day-ahead market. We are most of the time is tying up through the bilateral contracts for month ahead, 2 months ahead, 3 months ahead, sometimes even 6 months or a year. So though it is merchant, but it's not kept completely floating capacity for the day-ahead market. So when we do the tie-up for a quarterly basis or 6 monthly basis, so we get a good realizations, and that is what we would be doing.
Understood. So it's a mix of bilateral and exchange we are using to balance the process.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Those are my questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, a reminder to all the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Mahesh Patel from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So my first question is on the merchant power. When you say merchant sales, how do you exactly define it? Does that mean all the power that is excluding the long-term contracts? Does it also include the medium-term contract in the merchant sales? Do you include that?
See, if the power is sold in medium term, which is more than 1 year, in that case, it doesn't remain the merchant. So when we are talking about merchant, that means it is not sold for more than 1 year. So we are talking about the less than 1 year, and for less than 1 year, we can have bilateral contracts for ranging from, let us say, a week to a year. So depending on the expected price curve for the next 1 year, if we are getting a good rate in the market, which is in line with the expected price curve, then we do tie up in the short-term through bilateral contracts. So we are keeping only for day ahead only the residual power, which sometimes we are keeping as a reserve also, because when you have so much of capacity, so many times the station will go to forced outage, and at that time I should not fail to supply. So only we are keeping some residual power, and that power, if all the stations are in operation, so that residual power only we sell in day rate. So we are not taking exposure for the entire capacity for on day-ahead market.
Okay, sir. Understood. And so my second question is on the status of the fuel supply agreement for the new upcoming capacity. So could you throw some light on that, and any tenders that are floated by the states regarding this fuel supply agreement?
I have already given the entire details. Let me just, for the sake of repetition, already tenders from Madhya Pradesh 4100 megawatt, Bihar 2400 megawatt, Rajasthan 3200 megawatt, and Uttarakhand 1320 megawatt. All these tenders are with coal supply. So Government of India has allotted coal to these states, and states are offering from their side as an input to the bidder. So whatever new tenders are coming for procurement of power, they all are coming with coal availability as the responsibility of the state.
Okay.
So there is no concern about availability of coal. Otherwise also there is abundant availability of coal now in the system. So states are getting the coal allocation from the Ministry of Coal easily, and states are offering that coal to the bidder.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you. And sir, one more question on the Q4 numbers. The other income that we have compared to last Q4, that has come down quite a bit. In the notes, I can see that you have mentioned that LPS payments of around 367 CR have been received this year, out of which Q4 had just 7 CR of LPS payments. So could you throw some light on that? I mean, why it was higher in the 9 months and it's lower in the fourth quarter? And if you can share the overall, LPS amount that is pending as on date.
So, to answer your first question of other income, in quarter 4, actually, on the last year, we had received the income of custom duty refund of 259 crore. This year, we don't have, such a refund. So that is one of the impact we have done, we have recorded this year. So that is why the other income is lower in comparison to the last year. Second part to LPS. So LPS, in most of the cases, we are receiving on the time, payment on the time from all our the Indian discoms. Only one discom there, we have already said that there is, the gross overdues from the Bangladesh. There we have, recorded. We have, so 136 million of LPS. Out of that, 50% of LPS they have already, they admitted and accepted. So we are expecting very soon this amount also we will get from Bangladesh. So from Indian discoms, there is no, so delay in payment. So we are getting all the payments on right time.
Oh, okay, sir. Got it. And so my last question is on the for the capex in the near term, especially in this fiscal. How will be the funding? Is there any debt that you are planning to raise for this capex?
So most of the the capex we will fund from our internal accruals only, because so what we have also reported that on continuing basis last year only we have so achieved more than 21,000 crore EBITDA, and this year also we are expecting more than that. So our internal accruals will be the sufficient to meet our capex requirement. And Anupam, if you would like to add something in on funding side.
I think if you look at the presentation this time around, we've added a slide on how the cash flow generation of the existing portfolio of assets for Adani Power is very strong. And against an EBITDA of about 24,000 crores, and if you multiply that over the next 6 years, you will see that it more or less covers, it's actually in excess of what we need to spend as CapEx. So in that format, you will see that we actually do not even need to have any additional borrowing also to be able to meet our CapEx plan. So that way, the balance sheet position is expected to move very, very strong from current levels. It's already very strong. It's in the range of 1.4 to 1.5x net debt to EBITDA. That number is going to improve further, and not only will the credit rating of APL improve, but at the same time, the flexibility that is available to APL is unmatched. There's no other company in the country which has the ability to, contract assets without having financing, and therefore, that's the reason why we've been able to put in the orders for 11.2 gigawatts of wind power projects. So that de-risks our project execution and our ability to get these projects up and running.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Darshan from Jefferies Group. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are very much audible.
Sir, I just had one question. Can you share the average PPA tariff for FY25?
Yeah, sure. For FY25, my PPA tariff is 5 rupees 60 paise.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Per unit.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nikhil Abhyankar from UTI Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity, sir. Sir, you mentioned just a while ago that most of your capex will be done through internal accruals. Can you just elaborate why exactly is this the reason? Because if we are able to, instead of giving dividends, if you are making such humongous cash, we are hampering our ROEs going forward.
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat your question, please? The last part, so this is ROA or ROE?
ROEs. If we...
I think
Sorry to interrupt, sir. The audio is not very clear.
Is it clearer now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think the aspect that you're missing out is that the returns on the asset itself are so attractive that when we build these assets and we're able to derive the EBITDA that we derive from them, that itself means that we are operating in an environment where the ROEs are very attractive. So it is not going to be ROE dilutive in any form or manner. At the same time, the capex opportunity, we are trying to see if there can be a bigger capex opportunity. We are currently targeting around 120,000 crores over the course of next 6 years. If that number can be increased, that is where leverage will come into play. Dividend is a decision that the board will take at the right time when the returns that they are generating from incremental cash flow investment are lower than the marginal rate of return that the investors are looking for. At that point, it would make sense for the company to start paying significant dividends from its cash flow. But yes, you must have seen the government of India has actually revised the target from 80 gigawatt to about 100 gigawatt now, and there are talks of further revisions upwards as well. So there are opportunities here which can come into play. It's an evolving situation, but I think the point I wanted to highlight is the company sits in a very comfortable position based on the free cash flow generation, because that means that there is strategic flexibility to whichever direction that the organization want to go into, and the return on assets are very attractive going forward as well. Our cost per megawatt is much lower than what other people are building. And that is primarily driven by our speed, swiftness, and our historical advantages that we have in that Dilip and Shailesh have touched upon about how we have been executing projects over the past. You must have seen Adani Green this year had added 3.4 gigawatt. It's the largest greenfield capacity added in India by any renewable company. We're targeting to add about 5 gigawatt next. So that's a common thread across the group, that is project execution and executing projects within cost and time budgets, which means that our assets generate a higher ROA as compared to competition assets.
Sure. Understood, sir. And sir, you also mentioned about it in your comments. Can we expect a significantly higher capacity addition announcement in coming times as well? Currently we have a target of say 30 gigawatt. How large can it be, if at all?
I think it will not be fair to say anything on that further at this stage. Once we will finalize, we will certainly come out in public. So at this stage, whatever we have already announced should be taken as officially announced. Thank you.
And so this commercial coal mining, you mentioned the total capacity of 14 million tons. What will be? How much of our coal requirements will be sourced for this?
So the total capacity of all the four, the coal mines are 14 million, metric ton per annum. And out of that, one is in the state of Maharashtra and 3 blocks, are in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So it will cater on the peak capacity. It will provide, the 14 million metric ton per annum.
Okay.
In terms of megawatt capacity, it can cater to 3,000 megawatt. And mainly it will be used for the merchant capacity because all the PPA plants will have linkage from the state side. So the PPA plants don't need the captive mine coal. So the Maharashtra is obviously will be used in nearest plant in Maharashtra, and the rest of the 3 mines are in Madhya Pradesh, Singrauli, where we have this Mahan power plant, where phase 3 is also coming, which is not yet tied up, and phase 1 is also not tied up with under any PPA. So we have good capacity in that at that location. So there we can optimize our resources, optimize our EBITDA by using the captive mine coal. And particularly we save when we use the captive mine very near to the power plant. A good saving is on account of cost of transportation.
So, and any ballpark number as to what will be the cost of mining?
Cost of mining is almost same or near to whatever the coal we get from Coal India. So in terms of cost of coal, there will not be much of saving. But in most of the power plants, almost 50 to 100% of the coal cost goes to the transportation, and that would be almost entirely saving.
Sure, sir. Thank you and all the very best.
Thank you. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. And we are looking forward the same energy, same spirit in the financial year 25-26. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. On behalf of ICICI Securities, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.